Hey guys, what's happening? My name is Sarah, and if you own an eCom or DTC brand, you'd absolutely want to watch this video because I'm going to show you the profitable way by which you can do keyword research for your brand. So, P.S. this video is sponsored by Inscribe, and this method I'm going to be explaining to you in detail today is the exact way by which we've been able to generate about 10 million in revenue for our clients. So, everything I'm going to explain today would be executed for you in Inscribe. You absolutely would not have to lift a finger. So, if that sounds like you, I'm going to leave a link in this video so you can click on it and you can share the call. So let's get into it. So what is actually prompting me to do this video is because after doing several audits for DTC brands, one of the things I've realized is that one, they usually don't have a defined keyword strategy. Like the keyword strategy is never defined. And also subconsciously, the keyword strategy only targets branded traffic, and also most of the keywords that DTC brands or eCom brands target is usually informational keywords. Like they usually have informational intent. Like they're just like overly obsessed with top of the funnel content, not considering the fact that there are other people that actively just want to buy. So this video is going to show you the exact way by which you can find keywords used by people that actually want to buy from you. So I'm using this document as a guide to also show you everything I'm going to be saying in real time. We've been able to generate results like this, like 2.2 million new users for a brand, which did over 6 million in revenue. I think this was just under 8 months. And then 205k new users, we generated over 2 million in revenue. And here you can see new users from organic search is over 689k. So we've actually generated like impressive results. And this is not everything, by the way. So first off, before you do keyword research, like you have to understand your audience and how they search, because if you don't understand your audience, one, and how they search, you would get in over your head thinking that people search, or your target audience search the way you think that they search. But you can't just assume this. This is something that you have to do actual research on. You have to name your category page with the words or the phrases that your target audience understand. And for example, if you sell guashas are like these beauty tools by which you can use to define your face and all that. And so let's say you sell guashas and you just released a collection of guashas, and the name of your collection, your guashas collection, is Tulip. Now, this is how you're meant to name your category page. www.yourdtcbrand.com, then guashas, /guashas. Now, instead of doing that, you name your DTC brand or your eCom brand as www.this/tulip guas. Like nobody goes to Google to search for tulip guas. Like in this case, if you're trying to, which is what I made mention of, like here, that the keyword strategy of some eCom brands, it targets branded traffic subconsciously. And this is exactly what I mean. It's like if you name a collection page, www.yourdtcbrand/tulip guashas, if you're trying to target people that have no idea that you exist, nobody goes to Google to search for tulip guashas. They don't know it as tulip guashas. They know it as guashas, which is why in your collection page, you want to have actual guashas. Or if that keyword has way too much competition, which is something I am going to explain in this video, you want to name it with a keyword still in the same category, but like way more defined. You'd understand what I'm saying later on in this video. So you have to understand your audience and how they search, right? So now, what I was saying about branded traffic. Now, this is different if you are a renowned brand, because I made mention of something that people don't know you yet, especially if you're trying to target people that don't know you. So it's different from Fenty. Most people know Fenty. Most people would know Fenty more than a random guashas brand. So it's like you can just go to Google and search for Fenty powder or Fenty mask or a Fenty product because you have the knowledge of Fenty, because you know that Fenty exists. Is that now it's different if nobody knows you. But also, even if you're Fenty, because one of the things I've noticed even with these big brands is that they have more branded traffic than non-branded traffic, which means that they aren't targeting or reaching new people. Because trust me, there are some people that have no idea that Fenty exists. They just go to Google to search for maybe best powder or best mask, best facial mask or something. They have no clue. So in that case, these big brands still shoot themselves in the leg, but they can get away with it because they're known, so they would always still attract more people. But if you're an e-com brand that is just starting, or you don't have as much traction, you want to ensure that your keyword strategy is targeting unbranded traffic. So I'll also make an example later on to further explain what I'm saying. So now that we've identified that, before you start doing keyword research at all, you need to understand your audience and how they search. How do you do keyword research? So there are three major ways by which you can do keyword research. The first method is by just checking your website, like what your website is actually doing. So you take your domain, or if you know it as URL, and then www.your brand. Let me make an example. So the first method, right, is by imputing your domain or URL into the domain overview of SEMrush. Now, you can use SEMrush, Ahrefs, or any other SEO tool that you have that you use. So this is SEMrush, and this is the domain overview. So I'm going to be using Beauty as an example. So if you want to, hypothetically speaking, right, let's say you're doing keyword research for your e-com brand now, and then you put in Beauty into the domain overview section of SEMrush. Now, when you do this, right, you come here to see your top organic keyword. So then you press view details to see it more, to see like the entire keyword. Now, this method is more useful when you want to see the existing keywords you're already ranking for, because if you aren't just starting like your e-com brand, like you're not just creating your websites, maybe you've been in existence for like 6 months or a year, and maybe you are doing something SEO related already, or maybe you are not even. When you put in your domain into SEMrush or any Ahrefs tool, you would see like the current keywords that you're ranking for. Now, they may not be ranking in like page 1 of Google, right? But you would still see like the keywords you're ranking for. This method really makes sense to see those keywords and how you can optimize them to be able to rank higher in search engine results. So for example, we've put in Beauty into the domain overview section. We've pressed view more keywords. So here you will see like the positions. So here you can see that Beauty branded keyword, like anyone that searches for Beauty has an idea of right? So we can see here the keyword dry brush, they are ranking number 4. They're on page 1 of Google, they're ranking at the number 4 spot. And you can see the volume, Now, come with me. When you see this, right, looking at this, you can see some keywords that are kind of relevant, and you can see some keywords that are not relevant. I'm going to explain this later in the video as well. So talking about relevant keywords, something like dry brush, relevant unbranded keywords. Now, like, we are ignoring the fact that some people know you, right? We want to target the people that have no idea that you exist. So stuff like dry brush, dry body brush, body plane, this is informational intent. Best dry brush, like you see that I'm skipping over stuff like wife shower, wife showering, can you take a bath on your period? Because people do not go to Google to search for these things when they want to make a purchase. They are just asking for information. And if you want to create a keyword strategy that brings you money, you want to target people that are searching for what to buy. So I don't want to get into all of this right now. I'll get into it later on in the video. Using that method is best. The domain overview method is best when you want to see keywords that you're currently ranking for and how to optimize them to move higher. So for example, this keyword dry brush here, that is at the number 4 spot, you could easily optimize it to move to the number 1 position if you just like optimize a few things. So using that method is best for this, right? So the second method is to use a competitor's URL. Like, so Beauty definitely has competitors. So let's say the competitor's domain is abc.com. You just the same thing that you did here. You just go to the domain overview section and you put in the domain, the URL, to see this same thing. So it's like if you put the competitor's URL into SEMrush, you'd also see what they are currently doing. Now, if you see maybe they are currently ranking for body plane at number 7 or number 6, or you see them ranking for something like dry brushing at number 20 or something. Like the idea behind this method is to see what your competitors are doing and be able to maybe overtake them, do what they're doing, or just optimize for the keywords they aren't optimizing for and get in that spot, right? So you can also do that to have an idea of like the keywords you can rank for. I recommend this method to an extent to just give you like a larger view, but I do not recommend it as a sole or as a major method, right? You have to have your main method, right? And the reason I don't recommend this is because you don't even know if your competitors are actually doing the right things. Even if they're ranking maybe number 5 for a keyword, you don't know, maybe there is another keyword out there that you could easily rank for in a fraction of the time, and that would get you actual paying customers. Because it's like, if you go for a keyword that maybe it's just informational, that it has no transactional intent, and you carry out SEO campaigns for that, at the end of the day, there's a high chance that it's not going to bring you actual paying customers because you didn't actually do enough research. So you can't just go for a competitor's keywords because it might not give you the edge that you think. In some cases it can, but most of the times it won't. The ultimate method that I recommend and that we use at Inscribe is using product keywords. What do I mean by product keywords? Like the actual keywords of your product. Product keywords is actively like the things that you sell. You do research on the keywords, like the keywords people use around the things that you sell. And this is what I mean. So let's say you sell body oils. Like body oil is part of your collection. It's part of the products that you sell. What you want to do is that body oil keyword, you put it into SEMrush or Ahrefs and see like the variations of the keyword, like the ones you can easily target, and use that to build your entire keyword strategy. Let me show you a live example of this using SK Beauty. So the first thing you want to do here is to categorize the product, itemize them, like just list them out. So for example, in SK Beauty here, you just go to the collection. Now, hypothetically speaking, putting SK Beauty aside, this is you right now. This is you trying to do keyword research for your eCom brand. So you want to have the idea of the products that you sell. So let's say you sell body scrub, you sell facial mask, you sell body oils, you sell body powder, you list all of that out. And then one by one, you go into SEMrush to see variations of those keywords and the ones you should optimize for. Now I'm going to explain this later on in this video. Taking SK Beauty now, here in their category pages, we can see that they sell body oils, body washes, body powder, body dry brush, all over roller, then body plane set. This is going to be different for you, of course, depending on what you sell, but the key idea here is to list out what you sell. So after identifying the product that you sell, you want to just list it out. So here, let's take this for example. Now, this is what I mean. So you come into SEMrush here and you go into the keyword overview section. What you want to do is just take each of those products that you sell, one after the other, and put it inside the keyword overview section to see what that keyword is currently looking like, how people currently search for that keyword. Because remember, you have to understand your target audience and how they search. So hypothetically speaking, let's say you sell belly oil. You want to see how to do keyword. You want to generate like the keywords to use. Now, good news, this has a significant volume. Like this is over 8,000 people are searching for this every single month in the United States. And it's not so difficult to rank for. It's 25%. So here, this is what I'm saying. This is our main keyword, is the seed keyword, belly oil. Now, because this doesn't have as much difficulty, like this has a keyword difficulty of 25%, right? Which means it's not difficult to rank for this if you follow basic principles. So you can easily outrightly target belly oil. And when I say target belly oil, like just your SEO campaigns, your commercial keywords, your transactional keywords, informational keywords, you build it around this seed keyword, belly oil. So I'm going to explain all of that in a minute. So your keywords generally would always have 3 variations. There's going to be the transactional keyword, the commercial keyword, and then the informational keyword. And the navigational keyword, but we'll get to that later. So now all of these keywords, they are the same with the intent, right? Intent is why anyone would go to Google to search for something. Like, is it a transactional intent? Are they looking to actually purchase? Is it a commercial intent? They're looking to purchase, but they're just doing some research relating to what they want to buy. Is it an informational intent? They're not looking to purchase, but they just want to have more information on the product. Every keyword now, all of those products would have variations of this intent. So using body oils or belly oils like I did initially, and when I said belly oil, you can easily just optimize for this because it's not difficult to rank for, right? Now, that belly oil in itself would be a transactional intent because transactional commercial, right? Transactional commercial intents kind of go together. I would explain that in another video. But here you can see that this is not informational intent. If it's commercial or transactional, yes, it's like a profit keyword because anyone that uses this keyword is actively looking to buy. So same thing here. Body oil here, you'd see that it's not difficult. So now taking body oils as an example to follow, just to show you how these keywords have transactional intent, commercial intent, and informational intent. So now body oils, if you go here in SEMrush, you'd see that again, this is also easy to rank for. It has a 21% keyword difficulty. It has a very good volume. So you can outrightly target this keyword. Now, by saying you can outrightly target this keyword, what I mean is that the body oils can be your transactional keyword, and so the body oils, you know that, okay, this is going to be your seed keyword. This is going to be your major keyword. Now you can have variations of the body oils, but that body is going to be your transactional keyword. You can go ahead to target this keyword and have it in your collection page. So it's something I'm going to show later on in this video. So the transactional keyword is going to be www.yourecombrand.com/body oils, because that's going to be the URL title of your collection page. So now this is an exception. The reason I'm saying that you can actively target body oils is because it's not difficult to rank for. So here, something like lion's mane, I would never recommend you to actively target this keyword the way it is, because it is very difficult. What I want to do here is to have a variation of this lion's mane that doesn't have as much difficulty and that is easy to rank for in a fraction of the time. Let me show you what I mean. So when you have a keyword like this that is very difficult, anything from like 60, 70, you don't really want to directly target it. You can, but it's going to take a longer time for you to rank. So what you want to do when you have a situation like this, just come here and view all keywords. Now it's going to be different if you're using Ahrefs or any of that, but it follows the exact procedure, the exact process. So here, you can see here, lion's mane. You can see like everything is red. You know, this has a keyword difficulty of 85, 89, 88, like you just want to avoid those keywords, right? What you want to do is to go here to the keyword difficulty, and you can just have like a difficulty from 0 to 30, because that will give you some leverage. So at times I use 0 to 29, 0 to 15, depending on how difficult the keyword is in itself. You want to filter for commercial or transactional, because again, we are where the money is at. Here you can see that the keywords have reduced. And so now if you look at something like black maned lion, if you look at something like lion's mane tea, lion's mane tea, lion's mane tincture, lion's mane coffee. Now these are variations of lion's mane. So if you sell lion's mane and you have lion's mane products like lion's mane tea, lion's mane tincture, lion's mane coffee, what you want to do is to have a collection page that what you want to do is to take this keyword. Now, for example, lion's mane tea as your main keyword. Now, when I say main keyword, that means lion's mane tea would be your transactional keyword, and then you'd have variations of the lion's mane tea keyword as commercial, as informational. So going back to what I said, the initial example I made with body oils, now you want to, in the case of www.yourdtcbrand.com / the category page, body oils. Now, if you were to optimize for this keyword and you're starting with the transactional intent, www.yourecombrand.com / lion's mane tea. That's going to be the title, the URL title of your collection page, because when you're optimizing, you want to start from, the URL, title, meta description, H1, H2s, all of that. So here, you want to optimize, you want to filter, and then you want to take the keywords. Let's do a quick recap. At this point, you've identified your transactional keyword, which is like the major keyword. And then, just like I said, you have this as the collection page, the URL title. And then if you want to niche down, like if the main seed keyword is too competitive, you want to target with like maybe men's body oils, women's body oils, or lion's mane tea, just like I showed. So you want to have something like that, like this. Now, if you recall in this video, I mentioned that every keyword we have transactional intent, commercial intent, and informational intent. If you've identified the main seed keyword, let's say body oils in this instance, in this example with Esca Beauty, we've identified body oils. Now, what we want is to target the commercial intent and then the informational intent. Now, talking about commercial intent, there's always going to be two variations. Like, there are different types of variations, but major ones, you would always have best keywords and versus keywords. Now, this is what I mean. Now, if you take body oils, right, you'd see stuff like best body oil, best organic body oil, best body oil after shower, best body oil for sensitive skin, best natural body oil, right? So how you do this, if you use Ahrefs or any other SEO tool. So here, we've already put in, so I can remove these filters for now. So what you want to do, just come here and then you search for the keywords that have a prefix of the best. So here we can see best, like the keywords that start with best. That's usually mostly commercial intent because the person is trying to compare the product. Like the person is ready to buy, but the person is still comparing, like what is the best product to use. So here you can see everything here is commercial intent. So you see stuff like best body oil, best body oils, best body oil for dry skin, best body oil for glowing skin. Now, one of the things when you are doing keyword research or you're doing SEO in general, as much as you're targeting your commercial and transactional keywords where the money is at, you want to build topical authority, topical relevance for these keywords. And what I mean by topical relevance is literal meaning, the topic in itself, which is like the product, because you sell products. You own an e-com brand and you sell products. You want Google to see you as the go-to person when it comes to everything body oil. Now, everything body oil is like, okay, best body oil. What is the best body oil for dry skin? Best body oil for glowing skin? Best after shower body oil? Best smelling body oil. So you can actively target all of these keywords, as much campaigns as you want. You can target the most meaningful keywords in your blog content. So you can have blog contents like top 5 or best body oils to use in 2024. You just be creative with the variation, but have like the major long tail keyword. So just categorizing like some of the meaningful keywords, right? So you would always have best keywords, commercial intent, don't lose track, commercial intent, best keywords, and also versus keywords. So let's see the versus. Just like we did here, if you see best, you would also see versus. Just click on versus and you would see like the variations of the keywords, this keywords. So now, most of these keywords, they usually have commercial intent, but also they could double down as informational intent because the person is trying to compare, oh, which one should I go for, right? So now stuff like this, you also put it aside. Just to make sure we're on track, you already have your transactional keyword, which is like your main keyword, body oils. Now you have commercial keywords like to target commercial intent, people that are doing like research. So best body oils to use, best body oils after shower, all of this. And you have your you have your versus keywords like comparing. So that is for body oil. Remember, like this is step by step. Like you want to be as detailed as possible. So if you sell 20 products, you want to make sure that you're doing keyword research for all of the products, right? Just a quick recap so we're on track. Here we identified the products that Eska Beauty sells. And then they also sell derma rollers. Now, if you recall earlier in this video, I was saying something like you have to understand your target audience and how they search. You can't just name your category page or a collection page, because that is also crucial in ranking you. You can't just name it by what you think sounds nice. You have to use what your target audience is actively using to search. Now, Eska Beauty made that, should I say, mistake, because they would have a higher chance of ranking for that category page if they actively name it as derma roller. So here they sell a derma roller, but they named it as an all over roller. So people that aren't aware of Eska Beauty do not go to Google searching for all over roller. They search for derma roller because that is what they know it as. So again, you put in derma roller into the keyword overview section of SEMrush or any SEO tool that you use. And then the transactional keyword here, derma roller is not so competitive. Now, the reason I would actively still use derma roller here is because there wasn't any relevant variation of derma roller product that we could optimize for in the URL or to build out a specific category or collection page for it. Because what I noticed was when you put in derma roller and you search for variations of the keywords, what I was seeing was like beard derma roller. Now, if you own a derma roller brand and you have derma roller specifically for hair or for beards, you'd create a collection page or a category page. Collection and category, that's the same thing, by the way. You should create a collection page for that product. I mean, if you have more than one variation of it. Now, the only time you should have a collection page is when you have different variations of the same product. Like derma roller now, it's like the major name. So if you have like skin derma roller, beard derma roller, and you have like different variations, maybe one in black, one in a millimeter, you should have a collection page. So because we couldn't find any sensible variation, you can actively still use the derma roller in itself because it's not too difficult. So derma roller, that's the transactional intent. Then the commercial intent, best this, and then versus. Because so here you'd see derma roller versus microneedling, you'd see derma roller for the body, and then you see best keywords, best derma roller for beard, best derma roller for hair growth, which this is also a variation of commercial intent, by the way. So this is versus derma roller versus derma stamp, derma roller versus derma pen. So again, you get your transactional keyword. That is going to be your major URL. That's going to be the seed keyword you use in your URL. Then you get your commercial keywords, which is to target commercial intent, and then that is what you use in your blog post. So you do that until you get to the bottom of your product, and then at the end of the day, you just decide which ones you want to have in an SEO campaign. And then also informational keyword. Yeah, I talked about commercial keywords, the best keywords, and then the versus keywords. Then there's also the informational keywords, which is usually how to, which, when, it's like questions. You basically see it here. Go back to keyword overview here, and you just actively use body oil. These are informational keywords. How to use, how to make, what does, if you check all of this, you'd see that most of them are informational keywords. Here, you can see this is informational intent. The user wants to find an answer to a specific question. How to use body oil, how to what, how. It's usually how, which, when, is, does. Now, putting it all together so you don't lose track. Body oil, so you categorize the product you're selling, body oil. Then you have the transactional keyword to target the transactional intent. Now, that is what you target in your category page. So starting from the URL, then the title, then the H1s, and then H2s, and then FAQs towards the end. So here you'd have, if your product is body oil, and then the transactional keyword is also body oil. So the URL of your category page should have www.yourdtc brand, women's body oil, or body oil. And then the commercial keywords, which you're meant to target in your blog page, would have best natural body oil, best body oil after shower, best scented body oil, best body oil for black skin, body oil versus body lotion. And then the informational keyword, which you'd also target in your blog page, is how to use body oil. Should I use body oil or lotion first? When to use body oil? And then this, the Marula, you use the actual name that people are using to search for it. www.your DTC brand, the Marula, all of that. Like, you basically put it together in a table so you know which keyword you should run for your SEO campaign. And if you notice, the key here is categorizing the keywords you plan to target and their variations to target the intent, because not everybody is ready to just buy body oil. There are some people that are going to buy body oil, and you optimizing your collection or category page for that keyword ensures that you are able to attract them and they are able to purchase from you. Now, there's some people that aren't there yet. There's some people that are still trying to do some research, like, should I buy this body oil? Should I not buy this body oil? So you want to also target those people in your blog page through figuring out the commercial keywords. And then there are also some people that aren't convinced yet, and they just want to know if they should even get body oil in the first instance. So you want to target all of this throughout all the stages of the funnel, because it's a funnel, from top to bottom. So this ensures that you're targeting everyone throughout the stages of the funnel. If you're watching this video, you should probably have an idea already, but let me just put it together. So intent, there's always going to be transactional intent, commercial intent, informational intent, and of course, navigational intent for the people that know you already. But this is basically about targeting people that don't know you. So transactional intent is going to have like your brand ABCD, or color variation of ABCD, or size variation of ABCD. So let me explain that. It's like, let's say you sell dresses. Your eCom brand or DTC brand is an apparel brand and you sell dresses. So you can have like a collection page, right, of www.yourbrand black dresses / red dresses / short dresses / midi dresses, or leather dresses. So the more you categorize your product, the higher your chances of ranking on Google for that specific product. So now, commercial intent, you target this in your blogs. Best ABCD to consider for you. So let's say you're targeting the keyword red dresses and you already have a category page, www.yourbrand red dresses. Then you can have best red dresses to consider for your first date, something like that. You just have to get creative. You can have like best version, ABCD versus EFGH, which is best for you. And then informational, like what to know before you do this. Is this still in style? Is this dangerous? You just have to get really creative, but that's how you target the intent. So this video is long, and that's because I've tried to be very explicit without overwhelming you. I hope I've been able to do that to an extent. So you can easily use this video. The reason why I'm doing this video is because the things I've noticed when doing audits is these brands actively don't have a keyword strategy. They're just freestyling, or they're subconsciously targeting branded traffic, or they're targeting informational intent. So this is for you. I hope with this video you're able to use this information that I've given freely in this video to create your keyword strategy, like your keyword research. You can easily do that by yourself. And then you also don't have to do anything. You can easily, whatever your brand is currently doing, you don't have to do anything SEO related. You don't have to make more money. Not everybody wants to make more money. You can also use this as a guide to give out to any freelancer and then just tell them what to do. But the question you should ask is, are they going to guarantee you results? Are they going to actually get you results? So the ultimate choice is to use Inscribe, because we've done this over and over and over again. We know how it works. We know the nuances. We know the depth. And this is the exact strategy that we've used to generate over 10 million in revenue for our clients. So if you want us to execute this for you, all of your products, and create SEO campaigns that actually drive revenue and with an actual guarantee in writing, then I'm going to leave a link below this video. Just click on it and you'll be directed to schedule a strategy call with us so we can show you what to do and how to do it. So that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.